state your case?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Late last year, Mr. Fowler informed me that his current residence was being torn down and he needed a place to stay until he could find another accommodation. I had room in my house, so I told him he could stay at my house in a roommate status, not a formal tenant with a lease, under two conditions. Number one, he doesn't trash my house. And number two, him and Preston, Christie, the other roommate, come to some sort of agreement about paying the bills. He has failed on both counts. He has a very large bird. I'm not sure the species, but it's about the size of an African gray. If there's such a thing as a housebroke bird, I've never encountered one. And he lets it run free. The bird craps on everything, everywhere. It's a very unsanitary condition, and I've complained about it before, and he doesn't seem to think he needs to do anything about it. As far as the bill thing, they did kind of come to some sort of arrangement, I guess. I don't know what it was. That was between them. But Mr. Fowler has not been paying his share of the bills on time. It seems like every month I get a late notice, and almost every utility at one time or another has been disconnected because of his refusal to pay the bill. The power has been shut off, the water's been shut off, the TV and internet has been shut off. The main thing I'm concerned about, well, of course, that doesn't do my credit rating any good. But the main thing I'm concerned about is his stupid bird crapping on everything. I mean, it's a very unhealthy, unsanitary, almost uninhabitable condition. And the other thing is birds have a unique and very obnoxious to me odor. And his bird stinks up the house, for lack of a better term. And I'm seeking a writ of possession or whatever it's called. I don't want any money from Mark. I just want him out of my house. And I believe also the other roommate, Preston, Christie, has a few words to say on the issue too.
Is Mr. Christie with us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is your position with regard to this matter, Mr. Christie?
I am once again, like Phil Brewer just said, the roommate to Mark Fowler. I do have a formal testimony for you, Your Honor. My name is Preston Christie, and I'm requesting that the court grant the eviction of Mark from the property. I did not make this decision lightly. I have attempted to maintain a peaceful living situation, but Mark's behavior has made it impossible for me to continue sharing the residence with him. During his time at the property, Mark has engaged in conduct that has caused serious concern for my safety and well-being. Most importantly, he made threats towards me that I took seriously enough to contact law enforcement. As a result of these threats, I no longer feel safe living in the home while he remains here. In addition to the safety concerns, his actions have created ongoing conflict and instability within the household. The living environment, has become stressful and difficult to maintain. And I do not believe the situation can be resolved without his removal from the property. I am not seeking this eviction out of spite or retaliation. My goal is to simply protect my safety, preserve a peaceful living environment, and regain stability in my own home. For these reasons, I respectfully ask the court to grant the eviction and allow me to move forward without continued fear of confrontation or threats. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Preston Anthony Christie.
Hey, Mr. Christie, when did you first meet Mr. Fowler?
I met him around August of last year, 1 month after my grandmother's passing. I moved back in to help my grandmother out because she was struggling on her own. And long story short, she got hospitalized again and things weren't going that great. I quit my job. I moved out of my apartment. You know, I did a lot. As far as helping her, I did my absolute best, which unfortunately wasn't enough.
Yeah, but, so when did you first, let's put it this way. Was Mr. Fowler your roommate before you moved to this location?
No, sir.
And this location is 10176 Ware Loop Circle, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long had you been there before Mr. Ware became involved in the location?
I'd say roughly to 3 to 4 months.
And okay, thank you. I will ask just to try to clear something up first before I recognize Mr. Fowler. Mr. Brewer, do you live at that location, sir?
It's my primary residence, but right now I'm staying with my brother who has a ranch north of Rising Star, which if you don't know where that is, it's about 65 miles east southeast of Abilene. In the past, I don't know, 3 years maybe, he's had 3 strokes, 1 major and 2 minor. So I'm staying with him on the ranch, helping out, doing the chores, working, you know, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing, and helping with the rehab. Right now he's kind of trying to learn how to walk again.
How long okay, let me ask it this way. Do you have title to the location 10176 Ware Loop Circle?
I do, sir. I've owned that. I purchased it from my mother, I want to say in 1999. So I've owned the property for a few years.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Fowler, one, I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell me whatever you need to tell me. Before that, though, do you have any questions of first Mr. Brewer? And so if you have them, please ask them now.
Okay. Yes, sir. But the only thing that concerns me is, you know, he said that I threatened him and he called the cops. They came out, and when they came out, he told them that I had threatened to shoot him, which I had never threatened to shoot anybody, which was a total lie to them, so they would come out. And that aggravated me because I'm not that kind of a person to begin with. I'm very laid back, and I have never threatened him, but he has threatened all kinds of ways that he's going to hurt me and do this and this and this to me, but yet, you know, I'm like, what's bringing all this on? I mean, I'm trying to coincide with him. You know, we had an agreement to pay the bills, and yet, you know, like this last time, he taped the bill to my door, but it was a bill and it said it was already being ready to disconnect. And so as soon as I got paid, I went down and paid it. And then another when the water got cut off, you know, that was supposed to be part of his bills, and it got behind, and he refused to pay it for several months. Then I finally went down and paid it because it was getting disconnected. So I went down and paid it, got it taken care of, and got the water back on. But now he's saying, well, this is all you got to pay, is that he handed me the electric bill. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. So it's been, he said, she said thing. And, when he tells me, I got a bill, fine, I'll pay it.
Okay.
I mean, I might not be able to pay it right that moment because of, my paydays.
Well, sir, let's, I understand your roommate or housemate, person living in the same place, you and he have some, disagreements or at least issues with when things get paid.
Correct.
And also with, the allegation of a, threats. But with regard to Mr. Christie. However, the person who is the owner of the house is Mr. Brewer.
Yes, sir.
And he has stated that essentially he doesn't want you there because of your bird. It's his house.
Yes, and correct. Ever since he told me to not let her roam free, I have not been letting her roam the house. She stays in her cage unless I take her with me somewhere.
Well, no.
And I have cleaned up a lot of the mess that she made.
Well, understood,
And
but
trying to make everything back to the way it was.
it is still his house.
Correct.
And other than the utility payments, which are not rent, it's an entirely different thing than rent.
Right.
No rent is required. The only thing that is required is not you and Mr. Christie getting along, but Mr. Brewer being comfortable with you being there.
Correct.
Now, I'm gonna ask Mr. Brewer one last thing. When was notice to vacate given to Mr. Fowler?
It was on May 15th, Your Honor, and Mr. Christie, I sent Mr. Fowler a text message because at that time I didn't have access to a printer on the ranch. So Mr. Christie followed it up with a written letter to Mr. Fowler. And I'd also like to refute Mr. Fowler's last statement about, paying the rent or paying the utilities. The electric bill is due on the 6th. On the 10th of June, I got an overdue notice. And then the next week, I got a, we're going to disconnect you notice. So, what
Okay,
he's
well,
saying is
which
not
of the,
entirely true.
there, you've got two people working on that issue unsuccessfully. Wasn't just one you were looking to pay it, but both, or whichever. As long as it, but this is a tenancy at Sufferance. I understand that you said thank you, but goodbye. And as such, you're not seeking any monthly rent because none was there. In an eviction, there is no provision for costs such as electricity and that, unless it's part of a lease. So
I'm not seeking any monetary compensation.
that
but
I understand.
Mr. Fowler is refusing to leave, so I'm gonna need a writ of possession or whatever it takes to get a constable to
Well-
come in here and usher him out.
This was understood, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and order possession and court costs and nothing further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Am I excused then? Are we
Sir,
done? Are we done? Am I excused, sir?
we are, sir, and thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bye.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I just wanted to inform you just a little bit more about the things that have happened on the property.
Sir, sir. What I have just said is I'm gonna sign a judgment
Mm.
saying that Mr. Fowler has to leave. There it is. There's nothing else. I'm not in it to say who said what to whom or as it went along. The real issue is the actual owner's position in this case. He's made that clear. And why? Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. My apologies.
None necessary. Okay, thank you. Take care.